Okay, we are still proceeding with the first aid procedure. Let's now see how to assist someone with electrical shock. When someone is having electrical shock, we need to be careful. As you can see from the screen, the person having electrical shock should not be touched immediately. Before touching the victim, make sure you switch off the source for that electrical current. We will see step by step in the next slide how to save them. Okay, let's first understand how electrical shock happens. This occurs when we touch electrical wire with our wet hands. When we touch electrical current and get electrical shock, this can be very dangerous. Let's now see how to help such a victim. First, turn off the main switch to make sure that there is no electricity flowing through the electrical wire. When you want to separate the person from the electrical source, make sure you use something that does not pass electricity, such as a dry wood. Also, try to check if the person is still breathing. If not breathing, then try to give them air using a clean cloth or a paper. If the person is breathing but not yet awake, make sure you put them in a recovery position. Also, if they have burns, shock, or other injuries, make sure you first give them first aid for those accidents. Also, after having given them first aid, make sure you take them to the hospital as soon as possible. Now, here is the warning to remember. If someone is still in contact with the electrical source, please don't touch them or for help. Let's now see how to help someone with a shock. A shock happens when the body system fails to circulate blood to its key parts, such as to the heart, to the lung, or to the brain. We must understand how to help such a victim because it's very dangerous. We need to position them in a recovery position. Try to see on the screen how the help is provided. Then, in the next slides, we will see step by step on what to do. When a body is hurt badly, it might bleed, and this can result into a shock. It is a sign that the body needs help. Let's see what to do. First, you need to observe the following symptoms. If someone gets a shock, the heartbeat may go fast. The skin might turn into a pale color. Also, their skin could become cool and sweat. The arms and the legs might be shivering. Another symptom is that the victim might start feeling nausea and might start vomiting, and sometimes may become unconscious. So, what can you do to help such a victim? First, if there is any bleeding, try to make it stop by any means. Also, try to lay them in a shock position, such as raising their legs on the chair. If they feel like vomiting, make them lie on their side. Also, try to loosen their clothes, shoelaces, as well as their belt. Try to keep them warm by covering with a light blanket. Again, if needed, try to give them air the same way as we saw in suffocation. Finally, take them to the medical hospital. Let's now see first aid procedure for someone who is bleeding. Bleeding is the process where blood is coming out from the wound. Now, remember that bleeding can lead to a shock. If there is a shock, make sure first you treat it. Now, as you can see on the screen, we need to lie the person down in order to support the victim. Try covering the wounds with the bandage. This will help in reducing pains and preventing further bleeding. In the next slides, we will see step by step how to help the victim. Now, to help someone who is bleeding, first remember to wear the gloves. Then help the person to be comfortable. After that, try to lift the bleeding part. Then try to clean the wound and cover with a bandage. Let's now see the first aid procedure for someone who has taken poison. Remember, poison can be very dangerous to your health. If in case someone gets poison, we must understand the way to help them. First, you need to make them sit down in a comfortable position. As you can see from the screen, check how that person is being given first aid. Now, what you need to know is that there are some old belief or traditional belief which we believe that maybe if you drink a lot of water, you can get out the poison. But that is not correct. Drinking water when you have poison, you might make the water react with the poison. Also, another belief is that you have to drink milk. That's also sometimes not correct because the milk might react with the chemicals caused the poison. So, as you continue watching this slide, we are now going to check step by step how we can help someone who is affected by poison. Welcome and continue the next. The first step you need to undertake for someone poisoned is to call for the help. We need to call the doctor or someone grown enough. The second step is that you need to figure out what has caused the person be poisoned. This will help to explain well to the doctor. If the poisoned part is your eyes, make sure you wash with plenty of clean water. Try to blink and also do not rub your eyes. The fourth step is that if the poisoned part is the skin, make sure you remove the clothes from the poisoned part and then wash it with plenty of clean water. For the poison which have been swallowed, check if it is not the one that can burn, such as medicine. If so, you can make the victim vomit. If the poison is the one that can burn, then do not make the victim vomit. This is because if you make it come back to the throat, it can cause more threats. If the poison has been inhaled, then make sure you take the victim to an open space where they can get fresh air. Let's now check the first aid procedure for someone who is vomiting. Vomiting is when your stomach pushes or discharges its contents out through the mouth. It can happen when you get maybe poisoned food or substance that is not good. Now, from the screen, you can see how we should treat someone who is vomiting. For example, if that child, as you see, who is vomiting, you are supposed to support him or her. Then, once they have vomited, you are not advised or you are not allowed to give them food immediately. Just wait until the appetite comes back. In the next slides, we will see step by step on how to help. Okay, as we have seen in the previous video, we have seen that vomiting is when your stomach gives out the contents through the mouth. It can happen when you eat poisons. As we saw previously, that vomiting is mainly caused by poisoned food. Others can be drinking dirty water, inhaling chemicals, or when you overeat. To assist someone who is vomiting, consider giving them a clear fluid, such as oral rehydration drinks. When you see the following, make sure you get immediate help from the doctor. First, you see the victim still vomiting, or they are vomiting blood, or they have high fever, or else you see the mouth and the skin